What up, y'all?
Welcome back to A Potent Dose of Three.
Yeah, welcome back. It hasn't been that long because you just heard us last week, but we are glad to know that you're back listening again. So welcome back to A Potent Dose of Three. I am Linda.
I'm Jazz.
And I'm Kathy, and we're excited to bring you your weekly dose.
Let's go. So I am a little stress-free because I literally just came back from vacation.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I got back from the Dominican Republic 2 days ago. It was a great trip.
She was living her best life.
Yeah, it looked like it.
For real. I ate a lot of food. I gained about 10 pounds. I got darker from being in the sun. It was so hot out there. So hot. But I had a great time. I went to a wedding. I was like a +1.
I thought you were going to say +3.
A +2, because it was me and another friend. I was like a +2 for that one person. But it was an amazing wedding. It was so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful couple. I shedded a tear. I was like, dang, one of my close friends getting married because I want to be a part of a wedding.
I don't know. Ask Jonathan.
Jasmine. That's her response every time.
For real. And I'm over here looking at Kathy because you've been getting engaged for like a year or so now.
How long have you been engaged?
Like 2 years because of
the
stupid
pandemic.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm waiting patiently over here.
I know, but we're going to Colombia soon, so I'm going to start looking at those
the
stuff
venues?
over there. Yeah, because I want to get married over there.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That'll be nice.
That'll be really nice.
What about you, Jasmine? I know you came back from
Puerto Vallarta. Oh, and Mascota. That was really nice. I hadn't been to Mexico, I think, since we went, Linda.
Oh, we went to Puerto Vallarta.
We went to Puerto Vallarta,
2
except
years
the food
ago.
was good where we stayed this time.
It's hard to get really good food at all-inclusive places.
No, it was really
all
good.
that nasty, salty
It's
taste.
a hit or miss.
Not this one, man. This one was really good.
Okay, that's good.
What else did I do? Oh, I ziplined in the ocean with my scary butt. You know, I don't like water.
Oh, yeah. She told us she almost drowned.
No, I didn't.
Okay. She didn't drown. She said she was crying.
She swallowed a lot of water.
Yeah. I cried a little bit. I shed a tear.
No, you made it sound like you added more salt to the ocean with all those tears.
Whatever. But yeah, I was nervous. I hate the water, but it was really nice. It was cool. I conquered a fear.
Good job.
She
Look
did,
at you.
which counts.
Exactly.
What about you, Kathy?
Shoot.
I didn't do nothing. Okay. I was living my best life vicariously through you guys. I was waiting patiently for those damn stories.
Well, you'll be leaving soon.
Yes, which I'm like really looking forward. So yeah, I think we're gonna be in Colombia when this episode released. Yeah. But yeah,
we'll be out there for 2 weeks.
Yes, living our best life.
I'm gonna be doing my own thing. But
also, we wanted to shout somebody out, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
yes.
I was gonna have his little thing, separate. I'm just playing. But we have a big shout out to Nico.
Hey, Nico.
We love. You warmed up our heart.
Yeah, we want to thank you. Yeah.
So a little backstory. Nico is the first person that we don't personally know that reached out on Instagram. He's a listener to this podcast, and he reached out to us on Instagram saying, how much he enjoyed this podcast and, wanted some feedback for him applying to nursing school. But Nico, shout out to you because you made our day.
You did. We do this podcast to learn and grow, but also to help other listeners who may be going through the same journey, struggling. And it's really nice to hear that, we're having some effect on people.
Yeah, your message really filled my heart because I'm like, okay, I'm doing it and then somebody's listening to it and it's a lot of work, but it's worth it when I get these messages. Because having a podcast, it's not easy. It seems easy, but it's not.
Yeah, and it felt good to know that someone's listening that's not related to us or someone that's not in our actual program.
Yeah.
So, Nico, man, we'll know you forever.
No.
Literally the first person. We'll always remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always going to remember you and keep going, keep pushing. You got this.
You got this.
Yes, you do.
And by the messages, it sounds like you're on the right track to getting accepted to a program because, you're doing all the hard work behind it, like the volunteering and everything. So we know you got this. And when you get accepted to a program, please let us know.
Yeah, we're going to be waiting for that message.
Yep. Okay.
And other listeners, if you have questions, if you need guidance too, reach out to us. We're happy to hear
Yeah, we want to know everything. Even like, help as much as possible, because that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
But speaking of helping, well, not even helping, I think this episode we're going to talk about, losing motivation and how that shows up in our lives and what we do when we like lose motivation in school. I guess for me, it would be like mainly in school, because that's where I'm losing motivation right now. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay. So, guys, this semester has been so difficult for me to stay focused and stay motivated because, Kathy, I feel like you'll experience this when you finish pre-licensures and you enter the master's portion of your program. But when I tell you the master's portion is very much so, I don't want to say easy, but it's easy and very self-taught. So I find myself not wanting to do the assignments. I'll literally wait until like the last moment because it's like, oh, I have until Sunday at midnight to do it. So I'll literally wait until Sunday at midnight to even look at the assignments. And I feel this way because, mind you, right now I'm taking 3 classes. We don't meet weekly. We meet like maybe like every other week. And even then, like, I feel like the class is very self-taught, meaning like the teachers would say like, oh, do this assignment and we'll meet the following week and talk about it. So this whole time, I feel like I'm like repeating myself right now. Sorry, guys. But so this whole time, like, I find myself just, like I said, losing motivation. And like my classmates, they'll text in a small group, and my classmates will text each other. It's like, hey, did you guys do this assignment? And they're like, no, we didn't do it. So I'm kind of happy to know that I'm not the only one that's, procrastinating and waiting to the last minute, because
now I'm scared. Because knowing me, I'm be like, damn, like, I know I'm going to lose it because I'm right now in the beginning of the program. Mm-hmm. And right now it's like assignment after assignment after assignment. So I'm like going, with it. And then now hearing what Linda is saying, I'm be like, damn, I'm for sure need to get some type of...
Linda's telling you this in advance, and now you know how to prep and get ready. You know what you need to do. Don't like get on it right away and make sure you have a plan so this doesn't happen.
Yeah, because everything is doable, but like me, you'll stress yourself out even more by waiting until last minute, because this semester it's like mainly writing. It feels like it's writing and presentations. Actually, this is my second semester. I kind of forgot how first semester went for the master's program.
Oh, it's a blur.
It's a blur. It's definitely a blur. But
hey, that's either a good thing or a bad thing.
Look, I passed. So. But it's like mainly writing and mainly presentations. And that's literally, I feel like that's all I do. And it's very boring, but poor case management people. So for my case management friends, I'm so sorry that you don't understand what I'm going through, because they are stressed. Like their homework load and everything has just been piled onto them because they'll be done in December. So they'll finish like a year before the family nurse practitioner program students. So they're over there stressing. But the F&P people,
cruising.
We're chilling. We're chilling. There's a little stress here and there, but for the main part of it is like, if you do your stuff, you'll pass. But my problem is, like I said, is like I'm waiting to the last minute to do stuff. And then on top of me having to complete the assignments on Sundays, I also wait to edit the podcast on Sundays, because the podcast release on Mondays. So I'll literally wait until Sunday to do it. So I'll literally finish. I'll turn in my homework at 11:59 p.m. As a student, that's the last minute. You have to turn things in. So I'll submit it at 11:59 p.m. and then I'll start working on editing the podcast. And the podcast takes forever to edit.
Because Linda talks too much.
Yes. Jasmine and Kathy, they don't get it right. So I have to go cut and edit and swap and
last time I
tune
heard
and blah blah
she
blah.
She said
blah.
I was perfect, right? You remember that earlier?
That was an hour ago.
That was like 10 minutes ago. So then I don't finish editing the podcast until like 3 a.m. or so. So Yeah. Actually, I know this episode is supposed to be, I guess, how to fix it.
No, it's okay. It's okay to talk about. No, it's okay. It's okay to talk about your issues. If you don't bring those issues up, you can't identify them, and then you can't try to solve them. So it's okay.
Look at Jasmine putting the pieces together.
So how do we solve this? How do you solve this?
Honestly,
Have you solved it?
I have not solved it, but this is an issue that I feel like I've been having all my life.
Okay. No. How can we work on it? What can you do?
Well, okay.
She's like, why are you putting me on the spot, man?
I know y'all supposed to be. I know what I can do, but do I do it? No, I don't. So I want to say, when was it? It was one night that I had like a presentation or a paper due, and it was like loading super slow.
I was literally I was literally about to tell you how my anxiety could never try to submit an assignment at 11:59, knowing that my Wi-Fi could slow down, my laptop can literally have like a dumb moment. I forgot freeze
for real.
Like so many things can happen in between that 1 minute.
And I always ask myself, like, hey, Linda, you have so much potential. If like, just imagine if I would do things ahead of time.
Oh my God,
how good my work would be. But no. The way my brain works, even if I try to do things ahead of time, I'll literally stare at the computer and cannot work on the assignment until it's last minute. They say that has some stuff to do with like anxiety and that causes anxiety.
What if you give yourself deadlines?
No, yeah. I'll give myself mental deadlines, but then I know.
Make a list. Give it a deadline. And you have to check that off by that deadline.
No, yeah, I do that. I have done that, but the way my brain works is like I know that the assignment is not due until Sunday. I won't do it until Sunday. But I had gotten a little better, but I kind of stopped. But there was 1 week I literally went to the coffee shop, did all of my homework that Monday. And honestly, the reason why I did that because I knew I was going to go on vacation. Because I knew I was going to go on vacation. I didn't want to like be stressed with trying to do homework and edit the podcast on vacation. So I finished my homework like on a Monday, and then on Thursday I edited the podcast episode. So that helped.
So what do you do then? Like, since in between the time where you say you don't do your work, what are you doing in that time?
Like what I'm doing with my time?
Yeah.
Let's see. I could be watching TV. I could be at the gym. Times go by. It's time. I feel like time flies.
No, it does. It really does.
I feel like I'd be doing everything else other than like my work.
Your homework?
Yeah.
Okay. What if you try like to do your work and then reward yourself after? So you're waiting for that reward.
That's the thing with me. I know I can give myself a reward anytime.
Whenever.
So that doesn't work for me.
That's what I do with myself, because I'm like, okay, you do your work, you get a reward. That's what motivates me.
I'm like, man, forget this. I'll give myself a reward. But no,
she's like, I have a reward before and after.
Yes. Okay. So, all jokes aside, what I've noticed that does help me when I'm like, so I won't do things last minute. For me personally, I know I cannot work at home. Like I cannot do any type of assignments at home. So I started to go to like different cafe shops around the area. There's so many really, really cute coffee shops I didn't even know existed until I was like, hey, Linda, you can't do work at home, so find a coffee shop. I literally found like 5 different ones. And like every week I would go to like a different one. Mind you, I did that 3 times, but it's a start.
So I used to do that during undergrad, and actually I do highly recommend it, because I feel like when you see other people like working on their stuff, you're like, well, I'm not doing anything. Let me work too. Yep, it kind of motivates you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that has helped me. It was going to get in and out the house, because I cannot work. Because when you're at home, and I know I'm not the only one like this, because like I said, my classmates, my 3 friends that I'm in the group with, they're the same way. I said, hey, did y'all do your homework? And they'd be like, no, me either. So
I guess I'm just that weirdo that likes to
do things ahead of time.
And at home, because at home I love it. I'm comfortable.
No, that same problem happened to me. Like, I can't work at home. It's just my parents are making too much noise. Or I start thinking like, well, I could be cleaning. Like, I do need to clean. Oh, let's do the laundry.
Like, all of a sudden you want to do that stuff.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I know them well. If I didn't have no homework, I will be in the couch watching Netflix.
Well, the thing about that too is like, like I told you, I have my schedule. So it's like, okay, in the morning, I'll wake up, wash the dishes. And it's like, okay, I did one thing. Now it's my time to do school stuff. And then I'm like, okay, lunch is my time to take a break. Like, I think having that flow in that schedule really helps me stay on that specific task.
And that makes a lot of, it sounds very good. And I tell myself to do that all the time. But you just jump. I jump around. What is it, guys? I know I'm in healthcare. I want to say maybe it's a little bit ADHD. But I cannot, even with the house task and stuff. I was like, oh, Linda, today you're going to focus on cleaning up the whole house. I'll play music. I'll clean up downstairs.
I know.
And I neglect the upstairs. And then when I switch, I'm like, okay, Linda, you cleaned it downstairs. Let's go clean upstairs. This is maybe like a week later. Clean up upstairs. Downstairs, I was like, oh, snap, Linda. Now you got to go clean up downstairs. So at this point, I'm like, I need to hire me house cleaning services because this is too much. I can't do it. This is too much.
It is too much. Like, my problem when I clean is I'll be in one room, like, doing one thing, and then I don't even finish the task, go to the bathroom and do a task, and then I go to the living room and do a task, and I go back to the kitchen and do a task, and I go to my room to do it. And I'm like, I haven't finished one thing.
Yeah, and then now it looks like you just made a bigger mess because you're over here doing the little things at a time and not completing it. So, but
I think for me, it's more like whenever, like, it's ever since I had Tiago, like, if if my parents watching them, I know I have, like, certain, like, amount of hours that I need to get whatever I need to do done, like, cleaning wise.
That makes sense because now
I'm like, I'm in a time limit. And also because I used to be like linked up until I have this one bad experience. So if you guys are in nursing or in I think any like other majors also do like concept maps.
Oh, okay.
I hate those. I hate concept maps.
Well, remember, Kathy, we're not cussing anymore. And I didn't want to call you out. You said like 4 cuss words.
She did?
Yeah.
I did?
She did? She said damn about like 5 times.
Oh, damn is not a bad word.
Yes, for some people it is.
Oh. So.
No cussing.
Sorry, guys.
We're trying to do better.
I'm working on it. So I hated it and I always left it into the last minute. Girl, it was 11:50. I was like, I could do it. I'm almost done with my concept map. Girl, I turned that concept map after midnight, like 12:01. Next thing you know, they're like, oh yeah, we're taking points away.
5 points?
And I was
taking
like,
out 5 points?
No. So ever since then, and also because of my study group that I'm in right now, because they're very such like type A's, which is nothing bad to being a type A, because they help me, like, they get their work done, like homework that we have for the weekend, they get it done by Monday or Tuesday. Dude. So I don't have to worry about anything, and that's what I do. And that's how I could get to spend my weekends, like with Tiago, or like going out.
For yourself.
Yes,
I have this one friend, Jackie. Shout out to you, Jackie. Because I'm not you, Jasmine. She over here dancing. I'm not talking about you, Jasmine.
Because I do that too. I get my work done the day it's assigned.
No. My friend Jackie, who's also in the program, when I tell you, she finishes her stuff like a week or 2 ahead. Like, if all the assignments are open, she'll literally finish everything. I'm like, how? Like, you're psycho. Like, crazy people do that. I'm not calling you crazy, Jackie. But maybe a little bit. But she'll literally finish everything. So if there's something I don't know or I need help with, I was like, well, I know one person who finished it. Yep. So I was like, hey, Jackie, what did you do for this? And I was like,
She's like, let me look back at all my pals' homework.
No, for real. And like, she's like younger than me. So I always joke. I'm like, one day I want to grow up just to be just like you. Like, how?
Yeah. Like,
it just feels good. Like, I don't know. It feels so good. Like, it takes away any stress.
That anxiety
I love it. I just love it.
And then also using my planner helped a lot because I put like check mark boxes right next to the assignment.
So fulfilling.
And I'm like, okay, done. Oh, check. And then like it feels good.
It does. See, I agree with that. It does feel good. But for someone who that's like me, maybe you need professional help.
You need professional help, girl.
But because it's like, I know all of this. Like, I know if I do stuff ahead of time, if I make a schedule, but literally my mind will just stare at the computer. It would just stare until I know. And then the anxiety that I get, because I'm like in my head, I was like, oh, dang,
it gives
Linda,
you the adrenaline
to do it because I don't have no choice but to complete it. So if I do it ahead of time, it's like, well, I still have some days. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe
but I've been like this all my life.
A bad experience.
I've had bad experiences.
No, I'm sure she has. Yeah, I'm sure she has.
But it's just like my brain is like, my brain is just, it doesn't connect to pieces.
Dang. Yeah, because ever since I turned in that assignment late, I was like, I can't keep doing this. because I worked really hard on that concept map.
To
Even though
lose
I
some
worked
points.
the day off, yeah, but it was to lose some points because I think it was like a tech issue that it took forever to download. And then I lost the points.
And that is true. It's good to do things ahead of time, because if you have like a technical issue or something that you need to get fixed, that you need to email the professor, you can't be emailing the professor the day of, almost at midnight, like, hey, professor, I'm having technical problems, blah, blah, blah. But if you did it ahead of time, like on a Tuesday, you could have been like, hey, you have time to email the professor. So what about you, Kathy?
So for me, it has been like, well, a couple times in my life that I lost motivation, especially people that work out. You guys already know. And if you don't know, then I'm alone in this.
No, girl, you know. You're not alone. At least one, I'm here with you.
I lose motivation a lot because, and I think it's like a negative thing that I have is that I work out, I get where I want to be. And then I'm like, I'm over it. Yeah.
I don't need to work out no more.
And I start like eating trashy, and then I start like not working out, or maybe like work out once a week when I was working out like 6 times a week.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, but then what I do now, because I do have a trainer and she is beautiful. Well, in my eyes, she's beautiful and I want to be like her. So what I do is I go and I looked at her Instagram and I'm like, girl, you want to look like her. You're not looking like her right now. I'm like, okay, let's go back to it. And then that's kind of like, I look at where I want to be. And then that puts me back into the mindset like, okay, you just need to go back at it. Or sometimes when I don't see results like right away, because like my mind, I just want results like the next day.
For real. Since you're older now, and you're still young, but since you're older now and you have a baby, do you feel like it's harder for your body to lose weight and like bounce back?
Yes. It's super, super hard. Like I remember when I was in my early 20s, I could bounce back like fast.
Girl.
Bounce back, baby, bounce back.
No, yes.
But then also my mentality has changed because in high school, my weight, not in high school, but like when I was in college, my perfect weight or the perfect weight that I will see myself, it was when I was like 120, 115.
Dang.
But
I wouldn't even,
but then that was too skinny. And then now for me, it's like, I'm okay if I'm like in 130s or because the way that I want to look, and the way, it's different.
Do you think society has changed that? Because I know like now with social media and everything, it's like now it's more like you having like a curvaceous body or like a butt or like little waist and stuff like that.
I think that's what it is. And I'm glad because I would have been so hard on myself because I always have thought like, oh, I want to go back to my high school weight. And I'm like, dumb, like, no, you're not gonna get to your high school weight because I was size 3.
Be nice to yourself.
I'm like size 7, size 8. I used to be a size 3.
Back then, did you think you were fat, like bigger, or no? No, for real, Jasmine. No, we know the story with Jasmine. Looking back at those high school photos, like, dang, you thought you were big.
I was never nice to myself.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. So then now I'm like, so when I lose that motivation, then I just think about where I want to be, and I'm like, oh, okay, now like let's get back to it again. I need that, and I also try to be nice to myself and say, hey, it takes time to get results because I've noticed that even though I know we all did a challenge. It's a background story. We did a challenge and it was like a running challenge and I was working out, but I'm doing the challenge and I would see my photos and then
you're like, I look the same.
Yeah, every week until I compare like
the
from
photos.
The first week to the last week. I'm like, oh girl, you look good.
That's why it's so important to take photos because like the numbers on the scale may stay the same, but those photos.
Yeah.
Those photos,
they make a difference. So now instead of me looking at my trainer, then I look at that last one picture and I'm like, okay, you want to keep going and, like keep looking better, then go back and then go do the work, eat healthy.
Your transformation photos were fire though.
Thank you.
Yeah, they were really good. They look good.
Thank you. So so that's what, in working out, that's what I do. And also when I was applying to the program, because I got so many no's and stuff, I also lost motivation there because I'm like, is this really what I want to be? Is this really what I want to do? Maybe I'm not from here. Maybe I should just go to Wells Fargo and get a job and call it like my life is done. Like, this is it. You know?
Like maybe it's not meant to be.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, so I would just go back and then look up what like my goals are in life. So like, I want to open my own clinic. I want to help people. I want to like go back to my country and maybe help people from my country. So when I think about those goals, then I'm like, okay, then you need to like keep grinding and keep doing what you're doing or like work harder or change this or change that or you know? So that's what I do when I lose motivation. I look to the goals or where I want to be. And how is that gonna make me feel when I do those stuff? I don't know if that makes sense.
Your why. Yeah, like
Yes.
the why you need to do this or why you're going so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's what I do.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for part 2.
If you guys want to give us more suggestions or have something to say, please don't forget to email us at apotentdoseof3@gmail.com. And please don't forget to follow us at apotentdoseof3.
And don't forget to follow your favorite person on the podcast at Linda the FNP.
Oh, God. Okay. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.